Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Talk Raw podcast. I am your host, Glamz Tan. I am here with some amazing guests from the Growin Pains web series. Big up yourself.
Hey.
I'm here with, come on, the director, writer. She's back again, filmmaker Tash. Big up yourself.
I'm back again.
You're back again. She came back. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome, sis, for coming on. And who do we have here?
I'm Drackett. I play Kieran in Growin Pains.
Okay, welcome.
I'm Michael D. Douglas, and I play Leon in Growin Pains.
Welcome. And I've been just calling them their characters' names, but I do know the actual names, guys. I promise. Welcome. Thank you for being here. It's amazing. I've been wanting to get you all on here for so long. But thank you for taking the time out. So it's lovely to see you all. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I've just got back from Spain from filming.
Oh, lucky you.
I know,
to
right?
Spain.
When it's raining.
How was it?
It was all right. It was right.
Good.
It was no complaints. I've got pains.
Okay. Pick up yourself.
A little bit of a tan and I'm back.
That's good. And you?
I'm good. For the last week, I was emceeing at a wedding and then acting on a feature film that we've been filming for about 3 years. It's taken forever, but we are finally in the long stretch of finishing it. And while that was happening, I started on the immersive theatre show Come Alive. So I was doing that in the evenings as well. So it was
busy, isn't it? Busy guy.
I'm exhausted. But
you're productive, so that's good, man. As long as you're productive, that's good. Yeah, okay, so I want you to, this is just we can just talk about whatever you like. But obviously I've got some questions for you. But I want you to start from you, Michael / Leon. Tell us just a bit about yourself, in terms of just who you are and how you got into acting. And,
so it's always weird. Those two kind of correlate because it's always weird when someone asks me about acting because I act, sing and dance and they always go, oh, you're a triple threat. And I actually just say I'm a church boy. That's literally what happened to me. My upbringing was there's no males in the drama club, you're in it. There's no tenors, there's no male tenors, you're doing it. We need a dance team and a praise team, they need guys, you're doing it. So I just did it. I just had to do it. So it became that. So then when it became musicals and shows and things and they were like, we need a singing part, we need a dance part, or acting part, I just did that. So I never kind of put myself as a dancer, actor. Do you know what I mean? It was an actor who does the rest. Mm-hmm. So that was always that. So I have that kind of upbringing. That was what the arts was. And I think, my route into the arts was church. And then I think just as a kid, I loved film. And I think when I think back, my father really liked films as well. So _Shawshank Redemption was shown to me at a very young age.
That's very good. But that is a good movie though. But that is a good movie.
And there was a lot of movies, and I think as well because my dad wasn't very. I'm a talkative guy, so I can talk about myself and talk very vulnerably. My dad wasn't that, so his emotions more came out when he watched certain films. So maybe that was a thing that I was like, I like how even the stonest of stone people, a movie can allow them to have that space, and maybe that's why I love the arts. So I like that about films, and that's why I act.
No, that's good. But it's good that what you said that just put a smile on my face. In terms of that you do many things. Cause like I said, I don't think anyone should just be boxed into one category. True. So when you said that, I was like, yes, that's good. It's good that you're putting yourself in different genres of stuff. So that's amazing. So that's good. So in terms of your character.
Yes.
Okay, your character.
Good old Leon.
How was it easy getting into the role?
Do you know what? No, because Leon tends to go left when I go right with a lot of his decisions, and that was hard not to judge him. Okay. Because it's me. It's who I am, and I have to accept that he's doing dumbness. And that's hard.
And then you have to do the dumbness.
And you had to stand on it as well. So in arguments as well, especially the argument with Chris, he's hasn't planned this at all, and he's screaming at Chris, and you're like, this is if I was Chris, I'd be like, you're an idiot. This is dumb. You're dumb. You haven't thought anything through. What you just did it, and now you're calling her, and you're dumb. And that was hard to stand on it and really feel it and be like, this is exactly what I would do. It's not. It's not. So that was kind of hard. But I think I also had to kind of see Leon, because obviously you have to kind of find the space between the two characters. And I know what it's like to be lost. I know what it's like to have expectations and feel like you can't meet up to them. I also know what it's like when you're just like, I just don't want to do that, and everyone is trying to make me do that, and I don't want to do that. And he had that, and I could empathize with that, even though he didn't have all the tools, which was annoying. But yeah, I could identify with that journey. So that was the easy part to kind of tune into and be like, yeah, I've been exhausted by another human being coming at me and be like, we're doing this, right? I've said no, and you're still here. Cool. And then the next day we said, well, you keep on moving like I've said yes, and it's really irritating. And he had that. So yeah.
Okay, so would you say it was a challenge then? Definitely a challenge. Getting into roles.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And do you know what? In terms of like actors, sometimes they like to always get to a role that's further from themselves.
Yes.
It creates that want to challenge, innit? What they can do, their capabilities, isn't it? So, do you know any Leons?
Yes.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay, you do.
I do. I know Leon.
So you'll pull up and be like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I know Leons. And they're younger. They're younger than me. Yeah. And if they're older, they're just inexperienced. So there's certain checkpoints of life that you think they would have done by now and they haven't. And that has kind of made them look very boyish instead of mannish. And it's small things, like it's like things like, I don't know, certain people haven't traveled at all outside of the country. So all they know is what they've always known, what they've grown up, and they've always known that. Or some people haven't had enough jobs in different areas, so they've only worked in one field. So they just haven't experienced life, really. Yeah. So that's why they approach such situations with the three tools. It does, 100% does. And I think Leon is ignorant.
Okay.
As soon as you said
just okay, because you know what? That brought me on. I'm going to ask you guys this question as well. What are the three words you would use to describe your character? So you've said ignorant, one of them. Oh wow.
Ignorant. I think that I'd like to say he has morals. I think he dashes them very quickly. He's a homebody. He's caring because he really, really did care about Monique, and that was the whole reason why he's in his headspace.
Obviously, we can't say too much, but
yeah.
Watch
Watch it.
Yeah, go and watch it.
I think caring, and even to try and have a relationship with Kieran when we have our scene, to have that talk. He's not really having it with anyone else, and he doesn't really have anyone else to talk to. So the fact that he reaches out to do that, I think that there's a humanity in there where even though he's still trying to be, I know what I'm doing, I'm man, he's still like, nah, I do need people. And to reach out to Kieran, it was kind of an awkward thing because they don't actually have much of a relationship, but he tried, and Chris as well. So yeah, but you got to watch.
Okay. So in terms of like obviously you and obviously Kieran's character like working together, do you feel like when you work with someone it's a lot more easier to kind of like
yes
you know what I'm trying to say, it's a lot easier
I do.
to work with them?
I find that if certain actors like Andre is a great example for it, if we both understand what we want out of the scene, it's easy when we are doing our scripts and doing our characters to know
off each other.
Yeah.
Not even just about stuff, to know the dynamic and when it changes. Because I think sometimes, especially with two men, sometimes in a scene, they're like, I know what my character is. He's dominated all the time. He is. In this scene, there's parts where you have to be vulnerable and soft to change it because people are learning more about your character in this.
Yeah.
So you got to change it. They come in strong with one thing and you're like, there's nothing I can do with this. Like, we have to make this interesting. It's an argument. An argument's dynamics. There's different variables. Sometimes one person's right, and then they're like, oh, I'm wrong, and then it changes everything. You got to give that. So it's interesting to watch. It's not just one person screaming at another person. So it's good when everybody understands that. And he's an officer, so there's a softness that he gives, and he hasn't given any softness in the scenes before that we had towards me at all. So having that where it's like, I'm coming down to your level and actually giving you time, that's something that we were able to work on. And he knew to do that already without it kind of being a thing of going, we do the scene and going, something's not working.
Okay.
It just works. He knew exactly what he needed to do. I knew exactly what I needed to do. And then more of the takes is just, let's do more variables of this just to see if it was more interesting. But we hit it in the first 3, and it's
that's really good.
Nice.
You had a few takes.
Yeah,
because I know Tash is a perfectionist. I know she'll be on to you guys. I know, but that's good though. That's good, because you can see she wants the best for all of you. And I'm telling you just now, it was so convincing. I was locked in. It was convincing. I was invested in all of your characters, and it was believable. And when I'm screaming, I was screaming at the screen. When I'm screaming at the screen, big up you. That's how I know. Yeah, it worked. I got all of my feelings throughout the whole seasons. You don't need to watch it. Like I binged. So it was amazing. So what are you like with like your lines, like learning lines, just scripts?
Well, I'll be honest. My whole line experience is usually. I will get a script and then I will have anxiety over the fact that there's lines and there's a lot of lines, and I will just do that for a good while, and then I'll be like, let me just read them. And I think maybe because I'm musically inclined, once I've got like a voice note of me saying the lines in my head, it just plays. And it's usually my process. And I'm actually very good at learning lines. I just have that random anxiety about every single time. I'm like, and I think it's imposter syndrome. I think most people have it, that imposter syndrome of you going, okay, so you do a little bit of acting. Like, where are you going with this script? Like, it's so big. Like, who do you think you are? And that happens for a long time. And then I'm just like, let me just read it. And then I'm like, oh, actually, I know how to do this. I've been doing this. But there is always the first thing of going, that's a lot. He's saying a lot in this.
Especially when it's like got a big, huge monologue.
That's it.
Oh my God.
It's when it's a monologue. Or if we know it's a big scene.
It's
when it's a big scene as well, and you know that like it's not even just a monologue, it's like the emotional beats that you've just read it, read it, and you already know that this is gonna be taking everything out of you. You're already like, so this is the big scene one. And then you turn the page, you go, there's another big scene one. And you go, and then you read it, break it down, and you go, oh, I can do this. But it always, I guess it's like a complex dance routine. Once it's supposed to look really hard, but once you break it down into steps, anyone can pick it up. But it's supposed to look fantastic, and that's what every scene and thing does look fantastic. But there's just little beats that you can just get, and little things you can just get to remember it. I'm very movement inclined as well, so dance. So sometimes, especially with monologues, if there's things where I travel or do stuff, then I can remember. I'm like, I pick up this glass and then I start saying,
and then you remember. That's very smart.
And then I say this, and then I shrink your face, and that's the line, and it's easier for me to remember that.
That makes sense, definitely.
Yeah, I guess the hard ones are the speeches, because you're just like at a mic and there's nothing besides just dialogue, and you're like,
Yeah, that was good. Okay, what about you in terms of lines? Was it easy?
He described my thing. Less anxiety than him, but I do get a bit anxious with him. But where I've got a history of music, I learn songs and stuff pretty easy. So I find if I read through it and just don't think about it no more, and then when it's on the day, I look at it again. As soon as I got the first line, I'm good.
Okay, so do you find that the more you've been like filming, the more easier it is to just kind of hit off from where you left off? Is it much more easier than the very first like scene that you did? Oh, you're just shaking. Go ahead.
I think so. I think so, because I think maybe because in uni I found that we did things like we had to learn scripts in like 10 minutes. So they give us a script and it'd be 10 minutes and they'd be like, and just go for it. If you don't even know it, it doesn't matter. We're just gonna video it. And because you just hated being terrible, you would know it's coming up and you would just be like, okay, cool. And the more we did it, the easier it got. And when I'm in it and I'm got a script and I'm doing things and that I'm in it now, so it's just easier, and that anxiety goes, because you're just like, this is just what you do. But once you've had a break for a really long time and then you get the script, you're like, boy, can I even still do this? Like, so yeah. Okay, so
Leon, don't want to say too much. So Leon was under a lot of pressure doing something he didn't want to. Yeah. Do you think hurting that person to escape, was the right choice, or will it come back to haunt him?
Do you want me to answer as Leon or Michael?
Both. It's up to both.
I feel like they both have conflicting views, but like, I think they both would agree that this is going to come back to bite him. I think Leon thought it was the right thing to do because he was like, this needs to disappear, and it just needs to disappear. It's not going any other way. It needs to disappear. I've never done something like that, so I'm on the other side of no, I would never. But he was backed into a corner, and I guess with the tools that he had, as I said again, that was the only option for him, and it's unfortunate. And it's more unfortunate because he got there quite quickly. It would take me a long time to think about doing something like that. He got there quite quickly, which is also quite kind of where we differ, because there was more of a comfortability in doing that than there was with me. And that's why we would differ on that answer, because he's just like, it needed to end. It's like, yeah, but when I say it needed to end, that's not really how
you meant. Yeah, that's not what you meant.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
No, thank you for that. Okay, so Andre, okay, so what scene was the most challenging for you to film?
Oh Lord.
So many.
That's really hard for me because I've been in it.
Yeah,
from the
I know.
start.
I know. Yeah.
So I couldn't pick
You got
one.
to pick.
but
You
I-
have to pick one.
From this
Even
season,
you're thinking in it.
Do you know what? From the start.
Whichever season
and I've got
you
different
want.
reasons. So I have to be.
Yeah,
careful.
because you've been through a lot, man.
Yeah, he's
Your
been
character
through a
goes for a lot.
So I think, do you know what? One of the hardest ones, it was quite hard in this season, was the transition of me coming back on the screen as a police officer. Trying so hard to be a roadman. So I found it hard, and she would agree.
When I saw that bit, I was just like, wow.
But she would agree. It was like, so she'll come now, I'm police officer. So I'll do the scene. Cut. No, you're a police officer now. No, and it was hard. And no, and then I was doing police officer. She's like, no, you're Kieran as a police officer. It's not like a new. And I came in as I was still but I was acting as a police officer, not as Kieran.
Yeah.
So I found it hard to be Kieran as a police officer. I got there in the end.
Yeah, you did.
But
Yeah.
that was very challenging. Yeah, because I thought, what is she talking about? What I am doing it.
Oh yeah, because your character's been through so much, a lot. Yeah.
Please, I'm sorry for him.
And I can't say too much about this scene because I'm really trying, guys. It's so exciting. The part where you ran back, so you're going to get what I'm talking about. When you ran back,
Oh right, yeah.
my heart was like, yes, yes. When you ran back, I was just like, I was just like, I felt a sense of relief. Like, damn, I was like, how could you do that? It was horrible.
Yeah. His sister's quite horrible though.
Yeah, this is it.
Do you know what I mean?
But I was just so like, you go running back. I was like, yeah, because I was just thinking, who's gonna go back? Who's gonna go back? And then when you did, I was like, yes.
And then
because I could see but I could see your conscience though. I could see you could actually see your conscience was riding you. I could actually see it. So that was very convincing.
Yeah, it makes it easy because it's like
No,
meant to be my sister. So you just got to put yourself like that's my sister in it.
yeah, because I can
what
see
have I
you've
just
got
done?
your
Like,
principles and you got your principles, your morals, but then you still like, yeah, that's family, you know? Even though you're like, I feel like your emotions was more driving you when you did that. But then when you kind of had like the aha moment, like, yeah, this is fucked up.
Yeah.
Excuse my language, but I need to go, kind of sort it out. So that was wicked. I was so happy. I know, I was happy. I swear, me and my god sister was binge watching it like literally, and was just like, yes, he did the right thing. He did the right thing. Okay, so in terms of what was your what is it that you hoped? Like, how would I say it? In terms of your character, what is it that you enjoyed most about playing your character?
I enjoyed my character. Although he has really bad luck, I got a lot of drama. Everyone had a lot of drama, but I seem to be involved in everyone's drama at some point.
Yeah, you're everywhere.
From the start, I was involved in everyone's drama, and I think I got to have a lot of fun with that. I got to do a lot of different things that, like, a lot of people were in their same day-to-day thing, where I got to, even down to being a police officer, and then got to be a roadman. I got to have a job, the kids. I just got to do everything, be the baby's dad, have an argument with so I got a range of things to do. So
True.
Yeah.
Quite enjoyed that, yeah.
So, in terms of like your character, what is it that you kind of hoped for your character in terms of like different scenes, in the terms of the development of your character? Because you go, like I said, you go through so much. It's kind of hard to pinpoint.
He goes through so much. It'd be nice if you had a break for him. Like if he just something good, like had a decent girlfriend, or like he just seems to get
some
the wrong girlfriend,
normality. Because you just
have something good in his life.
He's all over the place, girl.
I feel like that's life though.
No, he's got
it's
nothing
true.
good. He's got nothing. He's
I
nothing
get
to cling
it.
to.
Okay.
It's like he just can't catch a break. What are you going to say? What do you want to say?
No, I was going to say with the girlfriend thing, it's hard because as soon as he gets a good girlfriend, everyone's going to enjoy it for a second and be like, I'm now waiting for her to go bad. I am.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It needs to be, like, just
Like,
as an
she's
audience
gonna
member,
try and kill him,
it
like,
needs
what?
to
He's gonna
happen
try,
now.
yeah.
It needs to happen. He's getting boring now. Now we have to.
Yeah,
step
yeah,
up
you
with
can't
him.
be happy. Why
He
is
can't be
Kieran
happy, and it's just mean.
Yeah, like his character goes through so much.
It's life. It's growing
I
pains.
think I get chased,
True.
I get stabbed in the beginning. Like,
yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, it's
I think
life.
don't I get shot? Jesus, I get
Yeah,
blasted.
he actually.
Remember, you can't say too much. You've got to go and watch
yeah, go
it.
and watch
You
it,
can
guys.
edit.
But okay, so in terms of your character, what 3 words would you describe your character as?
I think he's naive, whereas he thinks he could just fit into places, and he thinks he's fitting straight away. Like with, I'm not gonna say too much. Like with Nathan, he thought it was just like that. He could be like, but obviously they're not good people, and really he is kind of a good person, trying not to be.
He's
good
just
person.
getting
Yeah, he's
drawn
just
in
trying to
because
be.
yeah.
So I think he's naive. I think he's not so much stupid. I'm trying to think of another. He's not
Nathan's
stupid.
character was something else, mate.
I can describe it in 3 words. I'll say naive. He is caring because he does try with his daughter and all of that. Yeah, so I'll say he's
Yeah.
naive and he's caring.
You say he's conflicted.
Yeah,
That's
he's
a good one.
confused, conflicted. That was what I was
I'd
going to
say,
say.
I'd say
Yeah.
conflicted because it's
Definitely.
like you want to do good, but then the bad it just overweighs, man.
But like his character, like he said, I get there quite quick a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say maybe he's not that caring because he does quickly like
I
okay, let's
feel
do
like
this.
you guys are just you're trying to get out of the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to act quickly because you
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
it to end.
Yeah.
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 That's what it is.
Yeah.
Every time something
Pressure.
happened, you guys do think
Yeah.
very quickly on what to
Yeah.
do, but sometimes it's like not rational. Innit? It's just
At all.
it's very hasty
Yeah.
It's very hasty.
decisions. You know, you guys make hasty decisions.
But I think it's because we put off the decision for too long. So like it just gets to a point where it is then at panic. Like we try and confront the situation only a little bit, not strong enough, happens again, and then it gets to a point where it's like, and then you do something irrational.
Yeah.
Instead of kind of being like, let's nip that in the bud now. We don't really do that. I don't think our characters really kind of nip a problem in the bud from the beginning.
Yeah.
It grows and grows and then gets to a point where we have to.
You know what? You're right because with my characters, women troubles as well. Some of it he does like there's red flags and he's
yeah,
why are
and
you
he's
there?
still
What are you
yeah.
doing?
But
So a lot
it's
of
true
it,
that it's
yeah.
people though, isn't it? We
It's
see the red
people.
flags right there, like
Yeah.
in big, and we still go
It's fine,
there.
I just I want this anyway, and then it all goes backwards, and I'm like, why?
And our characters will have like a conversation or like a warning conversation. It's like, and I'm like, yeah. And then they just carry on doing whatever and then they get to the big bad.
Yeah.
And then
And then they
everyone's-
wonder why things are just like
and that's why
shit hits the fan.
It's weird whenever you hear like, especially from fans where they're like, oh, I had sympathy for you that moment. And you're like, really? Because I feel like,
Yeah.
I feel like he kind of,
You feel like he
walked
kind
right
of
into that.
yeah, kind of deserved
I
it.
feel like he walked into that. I mean, like, it's kind of bad for him, but like, I feel like everybody said, don't do that.
Don't do that, and he done it.
Okay, for you, in terms of developing these 2 amazing characters, what was the process with the
Well, he's been in it forever.
yeah? They just said it.
And
yeah.
so
from the very beginning,
the thing
yeah.
is, he was a roadman. I think being a policeman is you never see that. So I was trying to show that Kieran, he's worked really hard.
yeah.
Okay, he's worked really hard to be a policeman. That means that you really want to change your life around.
I was shocked when I saw that. so
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
think
gonna
everybody
lie.
was.
You know
Yeah,
what? He
it was.
managed not to get arrested, so
Yeah.
he had
That's
no
what I'm
record,
saying.
So, like, out of everyone, it made sense.
So I felt like that was growth,
Yeah,
Growth.
right?
Yeah.
And yeah, he's been through a lot. And for Leon, I felt like he tried to tell his friend, I don't want to get involved in that. Mm-hmm. And then it's like bullying. But as an adult, you just think, no, you can say no. What's the problem?
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to show that, like, no, you can get bullied. It doesn't
you can
matter.
get-
It doesn't
right.
matter. That pressure. And then look what happens. Do you know what I mean? But yeah.
Okay, so Andre, for your character, how far apart are they?
For me,
You
Jesus.
and
it's
Kieran.
the wells. I'm nothing at all. I
forbid.
have a daughter,
Yeah.
and the daughter in there is my actual daughter. That's the closest.
Oh,
one.
yeah?
Okay.
That's my actual daughter.
That's good. Okay.
Apart from that, no, I want to be a policeman. Never wanted to be. I don't want to be a roadman. I'm an actor. So yeah, I wouldn't make the decisions he makes. None of I can't think of any position. Maybe when I was younger, there might be things here, but at the age I'm at now, I just can't relate to this idiot. Like,
Yeah.
For me, this is me talking about the
Yeah.
guy. I'm like, you're a black bitch. So if he was my brother or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. What would you say if you had someone like that
I would
in
have
your?
like deported him or took him, made him go to church, something. Like, he needs Jesus. Yeah. I think Jesus could help him because he's not helping himself.
Yeah, he just went through so much. And no, there was a moment I was just like, damn, man, like you keep on doing the same shit. I think I actually said that, you're doing the same shit. I think I actually did that, actually said that. So, okay, so Tash, for you, girl. Okay, which character in Growin Pains has had the most significant transformation over the seasons, and what was the inspiration behind their journey?
Oh wow. So there's two in my head.
Okay.
Kieran and Jackson.
Okay.
Jackson couldn't make it today, which is such a shame, but his journey.
Big up Jackson. Big up yourself.
Tyler is his real name.
Yes, Tyler.
And that Tyler.
Tyler's, he's been through it. It's such a shame he's not here.
Yeah.
But his character really went through, like, I tried to do body dysmorphia. He had, like, he wanted to look good for girls. He struggled to get a girlfriend, and how, he had body dysmorphia. He went through a journey with the gym, taking steroids, the repercussions of taking steroids, and just seeing him grow, get a girlfriend. Yeah, and Kieran, obviously, he was a roadman to a policeman. That is big growth. So those two are the most. Yeah, they've had a lot of, but they've both been in it from the beginning. So I feel like compared to everybody else, they have to have the most development because they've been in it so long.
Yeah, that's true, and you could see the growth eventually in all the characters.
Yeah.
So and then you really brought them to life, like all of them. They're all different.
Yeah, but that's the
what I was saying
thing.
in the
Even with
last
me
episode.
doing the show, you see my growth.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
You see how I'm like thinking deeper now, and I'm like, okay, I can go here now. I'll go far left. I can go right.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So
no,
it's all.
with Nathan, like with Nathan's character, he was just something else.
Yeah.
Obviously, in terms of like. When he was I'll talk about the jail. That's what I'm saying. The jail.
The jail.
Bit. I was just like, what? I'm to this. Like, really?
But it's him though. Come on,
Yeah,
what do you
I was
expect
like,
from him?
really?
Yeah, man, and what do you expect from him?
Yeah, I was just thinking,
If it wasn't that, it'd have been a weird show. You'd been like, what happened to Growin Pains? Why is Nathan being normal?
Yeah.
Like, imagine Nathan in a suit.
true.
Like,
It's
what?
true. It's true.
When he's
I
a
was
policeman,
like-
that's a problem.
Yeah.
Right.
Imagine him being.
Oh my God.
You'd be like, no,
Everyone
no,
be like,
no.
no.
Where did he steal that uniform from?
Yeah.
Okay, so and then another one. So you've spoken about obviously our last episode that we did, bringing like fresh talent
Yeah.
back into British film.
Yeah.
How do you identify like with
fresh-
rising stars? How do you identify?
Oh, do you know what? I come across a lot of actors on Instagram. Obviously there's what's the platform?
Spotlight?
Mandy,
Mandy.
stuff like that, where you can see people's show reels. I just really enjoy seeing, like new actors come through, people I've never seen before.
Yeah.
Personally, I always feel like people recycle actors, right? And it's true, I'm doing it now, but it's like I do, but I do enjoy working with new people and giving them a chance.
Yeah.
Like Tyler, that was on the podcast earlier. I had never worked with him before. And I thought he was really good. I think on his Instagram, he had like, in his pinned, I think he had a monologue. And I thought that was dope. So I just hollered him and we got him in.
Oh, that's good. What was the like audition process for you? The audition for them?
The over the years, I got them different ways. So when I first started, I had like an audition, a casting. And then as the years went on, I saw Michael on Instagram.
Okay.
So I reached out to him. A lot of them came through seeing them somewhere, and I was like, I want that person for next season. I knew what I was doing.
Oh wow. Okay.
So like that. So sometimes if people like come into my DMs, I might look at their Instagram and see what it's saying. And sometimes you see them from other films, and then I'll be like, yeah, I like that one over there.
Okay.
I think it was. Do you know what? I think we had each other's Instagram, but I think when you talked about Growin Pains, I think it was we DM'd each other on Twitter.
Was it Twitter?
I think it was.
Oh my days. Was
Because
it?
I think we saw each other at a few networking events, and I can't remember if we was on something together, but I do remember on Twitter. Then you was like, I wanted to reach out to you, but I didn't know if you had any time, and I was like,
Yeah, because you
from
look mad busy.
and that's what you said to me, and I was like, from the moment that you and I knew who you was, the moment you added me, I was like, this is one of those ones where you just hope that they write something for you
Oh, that's
or do something.
it.
So when you said it, I was like, please let this be that conversation. please let this be that conversation.
Sometimes you feel like, for me, when you see an actor so seasoned, I thought he's going to be so busy. He's going to look at my web series and be like, I ain't got time. But then he was.
I was on it.
I really appreciate it.
And you can see that they're all just very
on it.
On it.
Yeah.
I could see it even with the others that came. It's like, you got focus on it. You picked the right team.
Yeah.
So are they going to be...
I've had my misses, but yeah.
Are you going to have like...
That's Lottie, I know that.
So obviously we speak often.
Yep.
I don't know who's that.
Yep.
Don't worry. Don't worry about it. Are you going to... Obviously... other projects which I know you've got going on, are they going to be a part of it? Are you guys going to be a part of it together? So
I have, as we've spoken before, a lot of ideas, but I'm a one-person band at this point, right? And I'm trying to obviously grow a team.
Expand,
and for sure I'll bring them in. Yeah. But I know their strengths and weaknesses. I know what roles
I have no
really...
weaknesses.
Oh, jeez. Jeez.
Confidence.
I know as well that I also
This is
have a personal relationship with a lot of them. So I know that certain times they don't want to keep playing the roadman. Yeah. They don't want that. Yeah. They want to grow as an actor 100%. As well. So if I then have a roadman, would I really ask them again to do that? It's not fair on them and their development and how they want to grow. So I'll probably wait until I get a more mature role and be like, yo, do you want to do that? How do you feel about that? And go from there. But I'll always have them in mind. They might think I don't, but I always do. Because you know why? I respect the fact that they were riding with me now at this time when I was growing and learning on job. No one realizes that I'm learning just as, they've got one job. I've got so many jobs. I'm doing so much. And I'm learning as I'm going. And they've been with me the whole time and they don't. Yeah, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, you can see that there's a good rapport between all of you. It's a family, and there's that love and that. And I think it's amazing. So how did you both feel about being on, obviously, Amazon? How did you feel about being online?
Gassed. Let's just... get straight to the point. Yeah, no, I was very happy about it. It was good. It was nice to be on a streaming platform. The first time I was on Amazon, I was in a short film, but my character was one of the supporting things. So it was his whole thing was he had a YouTube channel. So all my footage was kind of on YouTube anyway. So I wasn't in the film. My credit was there. So you click on me, and I got really excited because I was like, you can click on me and see my credits. But there was only one film. So to have something like this was good. And it was really cool because a lot of my friends are from America, so they was trying to watch it as well. And they loved it, especially when as soon as it came on YouTube, they accessed it straight away and really liked it. So yeah, it was also cool being on something continuously because I've done a lot of movies. So sometimes you say to someone, "Oh, the movie is out," and it's just one thing, but you got to see my character grow. It's different. I like series like that. So, and you get another chance at every episode to get on to doing your character and whatever they're going through. And I loved it. It was great. Yeah, amazing. More to come.
For me, I loved it. Obviously, where I was from the beginning, we've been in it for a bit. Yeah, and then we also done another short together as well, and that was on there. So now I got to the point. My mum was like, "Look, oh my god." She's been knowing I've been doing acting, Mum. No, she knows I've been doing acting, but until she saw that, now she tells everyone, my son's an actor. Look. So that felt good. That was on there, and all my family were like, oh my god, Amazon's Prime. And I'm like, I've been acting for ages.
That's lovely. Yeah. So she's obviously so proud of you.
Nice, and I like that. And I can tell people, check me out on Amazon. And I've got more than one thing on there, like he said.
That's really big, it being, remember like we spoke about it being on Amazon, that's really amazing. Obviously, she's going to be on Netflix. She has to. Amen. You will. Yeah. Speaking that into existence, going to be on Netflix and, bigger and better. Okay, so what would you give? Okay, I'll always just ask random questions. Go for it. What would you give, what would you give your 16-year-old self? What advice would you give your 16-year-old self?
This is
Everyone does the same reaction.
This is good. Do you know why? It's because I feel like you just as soon as you say that, you have to think about your 16-year-old shoes and how much of life you've had before that. I think one of the things that I would definitely tell my 16-year-old self is it is well, because I think that at that time there was so much anxiety about making sure everything goes. You're at that age where everyone's like, you've got that plan of is this, then university, then marriage, then 3 kids, and then and get a house at this age, and And you look back and you just go, your journey's your journey. And you know, all those people who put that in there, they have as much life experience as you. They've tried it once.
Exactly.
So like no one can be telling you this is the way you do it, because none of us have really done it. So relax. It's well, you know. And I think the other thing I would also say is you're different and it's okay. And I mean that in a sense of like, I found out that I have ADHD and I didn't know that growing up. And a lot of that time that made me feel like I was stupid, because they would teach a certain way, and if I didn't get it, then I'd feel stupid. And now, for me, it just makes me feel like, oh, okay, so they might be teaching in Mandarin. I don't speak Mandarin. Someone speak English to me, and then I'll get it. And that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But it didn't make sense to me at 16. What made sense to me was, oh, I'm the dumb youth. And I wasn't dumb. It was more of the fact that you just need to explain it to me.
I would keep the answer simple. I would tell my 16-year-old self, stay out of trouble, stick with the acting. Because I went left for a long while. And when I first got in contact, or we got in contact with each other, I've always done music. I was just doing music, and we started talking, and I have a history of doing it, but I just went down the wrong path, and I just didn't bother. So I would be a lot further than I am now. So that's the only advice I'll give myself. Just stick at this.
Yeah. What about you?
Oh, I wasn't thinking you were talking to me.
Yep.
My 16-year-old self, I would say just set a plan and do. Don't overthink it. Just do. Yeah, be fearless.
Yeah.
'Cause if you try stuff, you can, you know, it might stick, it might work. We overthink stuff sometimes.
We do. I do feel like sometimes us as human beings, we do overcomplicate things when we don't need to. But it's true, like you said, we've never done this before. We've never done life. You know, it's just all a journey, all in our own lane, doing all unique stuff, and which is amazing, by the way. And I feel like we have to make mistakes in order to grow. You know, none of us is above no one. You know, we're each individuals. So I reckon it's just being, do you know what it is? Just being humble along the way. And just go for what you want, man, and succeed. And if you fall down, just get back up, and don't stay down. So but I just want to thank all of you for coming. Thank you so much, girl. Thank you so much for coming on. It's lovely to meet you guys. Anytime. Okay, so before I wrap this up, I've got something for you.
I like a gift.
I give this to all my guests.
I don't feel special.
I feel special.
Okay, now
it's okay. I feel special.
Okay, so this is. Let me just do it. Hold on. Okay, so
again,
push this down. Just to Michael.
Thank you.
To
a whole goodie bag.
Andre.
Thank you.
And then this is your one.
Oh, thank you.
Your one.
Can we look?
I love your one.
Do you want us to look now?
I'm
scared.
Your one. No, why are you scared?
It's like a dildo.
That's what. Okay, so I want to pick up my sponsor.
Why would it be?
This is.
Oh,
No, don't worry.
Oh, okay. Big up my sponsor, 𝒀𝒐𝒊𝒏𝒔𝒕𝒂𝒈𝒓. So for all my guests, I always
It does smell nice. I like
it
it.
does.
give this out. So those are amazing. That's why I picked that specifically for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's what he thinks.
Cool.
So yeah. So and can you all just tag your pages for tell everyone where to find you?
Yes, at d.dugz, DUGZ. You can find me on Instagram, and that has basically all my other things in the links, but at d.dugz. Dugs.
Okay.
Mine is Drackett. That's DRASSICK, and that's everything. Like you said, if you go on my Insta, it's all on there.
Yeah. And you can find me on all social platforms as well at Filmmaker Tash.
Yes.
So we're quite simple.
Yeah.
And I'm Glamz with a Z.Tan, and this is at the Talk Real Podcast, all one word, on Instagram. So like, share, comment, and subscribe, and click the notification button. More episodes on the way. Bye.
Bye.
Hey everyone, it's Glamz Tan here. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more episodes. And don't forget to follow on Instagram and TikTok.